All right, everybody, welcome to this
episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man.
I'm so used to doing this. No, to the commentary for the winter warm-up. Okay, we have Kyle Webster, who's out of Oklahoma, isn't he?
Yes.
Okay.
And Kody Custard as well.
Oh, nice.
Tulsa area. And then Jared Roan, who is from all over the place, originally from Michigan. Now I believe he lives in Colorado. Robert McCall, an Austin disc golfer who is on Team DD.
Brand new guy, isn't he?
And who's that?
And here's another new guy, Eric McCabe, to the team.
Guy.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so after round one, here are the scores. And we'll start right at hole one for Lake Park. All right, everybody's kind of getting ready, getting set for the round.
It was pretty cold that day for the winter warm-up, I remember.
Yeah, it was pretty cold. The wind didn't help at all.
Yeah. Hole one is just slightly downhill. Most of the pros here you're going to be seeing, bam, right off the chains.
Yeah, right. That's a nice way to start, huh?
Yeah, it is. Most of the players here are going to be throwing a putter right down the hill here. Kody's a pretty dominant sidearm player.
Yeah,
very powerful sidearm player. So he probably won't be throwing a putter. I think that was probably a Firebird that he threw there.
Yeah.
And
Jared with the sidearm
Jared as
too.
well, yeah.
Oh, hits the tree.
Ooh, that was probably coming in nice. If it didn't hit the tree, it could have possibly rang some metal. Robert McCall. I'm sure he's throwing a Warden. I know that's one of his new favorite throwing putters to throw.
Nice. Hits off to the side there.
Just a little bit. And I'm throwing a Gold Line Pure. And I threw it a little high. Went over that little tree branch. It was kind of a lucky shot, actually. And then, boom. Not a very good shot.
And if you see the cameraman there, that's Seth Harwood, and he does nice shot production. He does some of the second angles here. Oh, yeah, right off the cage.
He does really good pictures at some of the
yes.
events there in Texas.
Nice little
Kody
birdie
Custard
for
with
Kody.
a nice putt.
Yep.
Jared Roan as well. Looking, just a bit high. I remember that putt, yeah, and then he kind of got a little bit behind that bush as well. So this is a lot tougher of a putt, comebacker putt. That putt right there was really good.
Yeah,
it was
it was
a very tough putt, harder than it looked.
Now, do you think it went high because of the wind, or do you think?
Yeah, the lake is right there off to the right, behind the basket, and there's always wind ripping off that lake. So.
Yeah. All right, now we're on to hole number 2.
Hole 2 is a nice blind shot. I know if you have a big, powerful sidearm like Kyle does here, that's the shot. A lot of times in winter, when there's not any wind, you'll see some players throwing the big spike hyzer up over. But for me, I just prefer to throw that right over the top, just crest that hill, and not too far, probably 120 feet from the top of that hill is the basket. So if you clear the hill, you're looking pretty good. Kind of like that. That's the shot. Jared just kind of turned it a little bit and got caught up in the brush there on the right. We got Robert.
He's going straight up the gut
Straight at it. That looked like a nice little kick, park job.
Well, this one, if I remember correctly, you get pretty darn close.
Pretty close. And that's a Lucid Warden right there.
Yeah.
That's the line I wanted to hit, and just
Boom,
a little.
right off the top.
That'd have been a nice one to get.
Yeah, it was. Or it would have been, yeah. All right, Kyle going for his 2, and not
Pretty
quite
good
there.
run from there. It was very low ceiling, so he had to really put a lot of snap on that putt.
Jared's kind of caught up in the tree there and getting set up.
That's a tough little tricky putt there inside all those brushes and thorns and whatnot.
And Eric
Little
gets
birdie
the nice
for me.
Yep.
Kody as well.
That was a nice putt, Kody.
Pretty good 3 save there from where he was over there. It was a tricky putt from underneath those branches.
And Kyle was out at the memorial. I saw him.
He sure was.
I think he did pretty good.
He's the newest member to Team Prodigy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. We have a couple dynamic sponsored players, a Prodigy guy, and an Innova player on the lead card here.
All right, so there's the results after hole 2, and we move on to hole number 3 and 311 feet.
And this is a temporary tee pad that we use on this hole most of the time. This is a really unique hole. I really enjoy hole 3 out here at Lake Park. You can kind of see there where the water is really low.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a pretty big drought this winter, and typically the water will come all the way up, almost to the basket.
It seems like a couple. Boom!
That was so close.
That's so close.
If you can tell, I was trying to get an ace on film here.
All right,
a couple those 2 holes.
That doesn't surprise me. But yeah, there's a lot of bushes to contend with here.
Yeah.
It's actually a nice thing that there's no leaves on there, because I know when it's a different season, those leaves are getting in the way as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, come summertime, this hole is almost impossible, especially from the tee pad.
Yeah.
With all the greenery.
This is where it gets real tricky with the elevation, trying to putt up, and then all the rocks and roots.
And that root system just looks pretty awesome. Very, very picturesque, I would say.
Rolls down.
The good thing about that is, from where we threw from, you can actually run this hole pretty well because you have a pretty good backdrop.
Nice.
Back little, the rocks right behind the basket, and so you can give it a pretty good run.
Yeah, Kyle gets his nice birdie here, and Cody's kind of stuck.
Cody was a lot deeper than everybody thought, and this is a very tough putt.
Oh,
yeah, that wind
high.
just kind of got it too. I remember my putt here, I did not have a look, and there was a pretty good 20 to 30 mile an hour headwind in my face.
We can see the trees blowing there.
Yeah, and there just wasn't much of an angle on this putt, so just barely missed it to the right side. I couldn't have thrown it any lower.
Kody going for his 3 shot.
3.
Whew. At least it didn't go over there.
Yeah, or hit and roll.
Yeah.
Definitely windier than I was expecting. It's usually breezy out at the lake, but man, it was really ripping that day. Jared with a beautiful drive.
All right. Well, Kyle's still maintaining his lead after hole 3. And, of course, up is hole 4 at 339 feet.
For a right-handed player, this is a blind turnover shot. And if I remember, I think that was a pretty good kick he got right there. I mean, if you go early right on this hole, you're in trouble. That tree right there that Jared just hit is the tree that you want to come either just inside or just outside.
Wow.
I prefer on my Anheuser line to throw just inside of it and let it continue to the right. And right behind the basket, there's actually a drop-off.
Yes. And you can see from my shaky footage that the disc almost hit me. I had to move out of the way. Jared's disc almost hit me.
That looks like a Biofusion Escape from Robert. And that putt right there is not an easy one. That's one that you typically just lay up with the drop-off right behind it.
I don't think it. Well, you're wanting it to probably wanting it to skip a little bit more over.
Turn a little bit more, not necessarily flat and straight out, but there was a pretty good right to left wind, so it was really hard to find something that would just hold, unless you've got a sidearm like that man right there.
Yeah, that's a big bounce he got too. That was nice.
Yeah, it was a great shot by Kody.
Jared playing it safe with that
Smart
little layup.
player. You can kind of tell how it just drops off probably 10 feet right behind this bucket. Smart play from the leader. Just kind of laying them up there.
Yeah. Well, like you said, I've seen people go for it and they go right over that edge, and that's no fun.
Yeah, it's really not at all. Get down there, then it's blind and just scary. Looks like he left it a little short here. But no problem for Jared. Jared's been playing some really good golf this year out on tour so far.
Yes, he has. All right, everybody cleaning up for their star par, I believe.
Kody got a birdie, I believe.
Kody got the birdie.
Parked it.
That's right.
But other than that, yeah, everybody else got the pars. After hole 4. Hole 5, man, this hole is It's 312 feet, and it is blind. And if you've got that shot, it's a pretty good one. He kind of rolled out a little bit short, but the basket actually sets up where those people are walking, you see, up to the left of them. And most right-handed players on this hole are going to throw that shot right there that Kyle just threw. A stable disc out flat, up over the top of the trees, let it stall. Kind of even plan on hitting the tree above the basket and just kind of dropping underneath it.
I've been to this course maybe 5-6 times, and it's usually a year or so before, a couple months, and I still get confused on this hole sometimes.
Yeah.
About where the hole is at.
Where the basket actually sits, yeah. I think Jared flipped his over quite a bit. And Robert here, that looks like a pretty good one. Maybe a little short. Kind of have a hyzer angle. You almost want to throw this thing flat.
Do you remember what you threw on this hole?
I threw a VIP giant.
Nah.
And I think I came up just a little short.
Yeah.
Jared with a nice upshot. You can see the basket up there to the left. Kody gives it a good little run. Not too bad. Yeah, I remember catching a tree and actually rolling back to this spot.
Oh, nice. I mean, not nice.
Not nice. Then tried to throw it in and went past.
Robert's caught up in some of the bushes there.
Just a little short, kind of like I thought. And you get in there, in the wintertime, it's doable to do that shot right there. But you do try to land there and try to get out in July.
No way.
Good luck. Kyle with a great putt.
Nice. Over the little trees and everything.
When you're feeling it, you're feeling it.
Yep.
That's all there is to it. And he was definitely playing some great golf that day.
That was kind of a difficult shot going past the tree.
Yeah, going through the little tiny trees, the little bushes, and summertime, like I said, this green is almost impossible to putt on if you're long. All right, looks like we got one birdie, and then everybody else will just clean up for their pars.
Yep.
And moving on to hole 6, which is one of my favorite holes on the course. There's not a whole lot to it. It's long and straight. It's 408 feet. Great hole, very scenic. And the basket on this hole is beautiful. It sets up on top of these railroad ties and just makes for a really cool green. It's really hard to get the disc to stay up on top. A lot of people just play into the ties and then have like a 20-foot putt. This one's stabled out just a little bit, but that'll be a look at it. Maybe have 1 or 2 trees in the way, but he should be able to straddle out and get himself a good look for birdie. And Jared looks like he turned that one over a little too much.
It looks like everybody pretty much takes the same shot. I guess there's not really any different shots you can take at this one.
Yeah. Robert here's throwing a Biofusion Escape and got a nice little kick right through there for a putt. I like to throw a hyzer flip on this, which is pretty sure what I'm doing here. That looks like a truth. Nice hyzer, get some height on it and let it turn. And get up, yeah.
Nice.
Nice railroad tie finish. That's actually a St. Pro. I remember how windy it was now that I'm thinking about it that day, and it's one of the new Deco Dye St. Pros from Latitude 64.
Jared's caught up in some of the bushes again. Gonna try
to the right.
Sidearm from the knee.
Seems to be in the bushes a lot here on the first few holes.
Yeah.
Not bad. That should give him a pretty decent look for his par. Kody just comes up just short. Looks like he didn't quite get enough on it, and he's saved there by the tie. Ooh, just a little high.
It's like he was trying to maybe compensate for it being the basket being higher by
being a little
high.
Elevated. Yeah. But you can see how cool this green looks, with the railroad ties, and it's just very, very beautiful.
Yeah, very nice putt by Jared for his 3. Kyle going for his 2. Gets
Birdie,
his birdie.
good birdie, Kyle. Robert saving par. Nice.
E-Mac going for his birdie.
Birdie. All right. Always like birdieing that hole. It's not necessarily a bonus birdie, but it's a good one. Kody was asking here if he can stand on top of the railroad tie because his disc was almost leaning up against it. And, of course, you can if you can't fit your foot on the ground. As long as there's a disc length between the back of the disc and your foot, you're good to go. So that was a good par save there.
And that's his only choice. He had to do that, right? Or could he have done something else?
The only other thing he could have done is kind of put his foot in sideways or potentially been behind the railroad tie on the ground.
Okay. Now this hole is an interesting hole. How you have to kind of, it seems like everybody hyzers out over the lake.
Hyzer.
Yeah, and then comes back into the basket.
And this is another one that's sets up with some railroad ties around it that I've seen many people hit the ties and roll.
Oh, yeah, that would be bad.
So it's just basically a big hyzer. Just throw it out there. You really want to throw it out wider than you think, because if you don't, you end up skipping way up the hill, and then you've got this death putt. We got Kody throwing a big hyzer. Couldn't quite see where that one finished. This one's really hard to film, I would imagine.
Yes, it is. It's hard to film, and just because of all the trees, you lose sight of the disc with such the big spike hyzer going into because the view is the sky, so
yeah,
those thin discs can get lost.
Ooh, that got a nice little lift on it. Not too bad. It's really easy to go long, too, if you put a lot of power on this shot.
All right, so here's a look where Kody landed in the rocks
down
there.
By the rocks. And if we weren't in such a drought down there in Texas, this potentially could be underwater.
That's true.
This shot right here. Oh man, so close. That was a great run from way down there. That's amazing. Through the trees. Ooh. Nice putt, Jared.
Got that solid birdie on that one.
Kyle with a good putt. That's a good aggressive putt right there. Jam it in there. No fear of what's behind the basket. I'll take a birdie as well.
All right, Robert, you going to help everybody out with your birdie? Cody's the only one left out.
Yes, sir. Poor Kody. That was a great run from way down there. Moving on to hole number 8.
All right, so
this hole's right in front of the RV, and it's always a fun one to play.
Yes.
Where we always set up. It's just a little dinker, 225. Another hole. That tree was good because that thing was gone if it didn't hit it. It's just a little shorty, and you just want to throw it out there flat with a little bit of a hyzer and let her come in. It's one of those holes that, if you do that on, you're a little disappointed because you don't have much of a look at the bucket, and this is one you really want to birdie. Jared throwing a nice little hyzer shot.
Looks like it turned a little too fast on him.
A little too quick, but that's still right there. That's probably within 20 feet. And we got Robert. Ooh, he got railroad tied. That's one good thing about this. But then if you come in a little bit higher and skip by the basket, you have a tendency to drop off the back of this green too. Looks like that clipped the tree maybe? Yep, it did, and kicked down short. Kody puts it up there on the green now just to save his par. And this is a tough putt. It really isn't as easy as it looks.
And he sinks it nice.
He actually went between the cedar tree and the other tree.
Oh, he did.
And I remember this putt, I didn't have anything. I couldn't even see the basket from where I was. I was happy just to hit metal from there. Ooh, Robert left it short. You can't do that, Robert. Jared cleans up his birdie. And everybody else will settle for par. Only 2 birdies on this hole on the lead card. That's not very good.
No, usually this is actually everybody pretty much birdies this year, typically.
This is one of the ones you want to get for sure. Not too thrilled with that par.
A bit of a disappointment on Eric's stride there. Okay, on to that's hole 8, and so now we're on the hole 9.
Yes. Hole 9 is the longest hole on the course, I believe, and it plays uphill with OB on the right side and a tight little fairway. And very easy to kick and do that, and he got lucky.
No kidding.
Lucky if that stayed in bounds. That wire line there at the parking lot is OB.
Whoa. Oh, he
just
hit the tree.
clipped a tree.
Yeah.
That thing was moving, man. That thing probably would have got to the bucket. Smash hyzer with a havoc. Smash tree with the same havoc. We got Robert throwing a nice straight line power shot right up the middle. That's a pretty good shot. Not bad. Just get out there in the middle and just, give it a decent little run from there. And if anything, run away with a 3, which is not a bad score in this hole. Ooh, that's rough.
So we got 3 hitting the trees.
Rough. Throwing a truth up shot.
Very good upshot.
Yeah, I'll take that. It's a little left, a little further left than I wanted, but I'll take it.
But still, you had quite a few trees still to contend with to get it up there.
I was probably only 100 feet off the tee on that shot, so it was a good upshot there by Jared. I think we forgot about Kody back here. I think a couple of us may have gone out of turn there. That was a great upshot there from Kody. Nice sidearm, stand still. That's not an easy shot to do. Robert puts it up for his birdie. Looks like he may have just wanted to lay it up under the basket and run away with a 3. Not bad. Kyle take that 3 after being barely in bounds, I'm sure.
Oh,
great
Kody.
save by Kody. That was nasty 3 save. I'll take a 3 there as well after that drive.
Definitely good par save.
So it looks like we're going to have pars around on the hole 9, which is a pretty difficult hole. Good sportsmanship there by Robert.
Yep.
Always such a good guy.
All right, so that's the results after hole 9. And this ends this video for the winter warm-up. If you'll just click on the link here, and you can watch the holes 10 through 18.